Welcome back. You're here for more Kaguya and exactly what could go wrong. Mental anguish and fighting amongst yourself. Reverting back to previous personality traits. All to hide from the reality of the situation. Not like anyone has ever repressed anything. And everything here can be solved so easily with a few words. Talking things out mutually and kind of responsibly. That wouldn't lead to a good show. So ultimately, are you excited to see the return of the Ice Princess? I wonder how it's going to go down. Considering there's not many left, considering there's 4 episodes in the span of a movie, where will we be by the end of it? Is it going to be a satisfying conclusion, or is it going to leave me wanting more? See, Kaguya has been a show where sometimes I have no idea really what's going on or who the victor and losers are, but the overall kind of games being played, people not quite understanding what maybe even they even want. And then just trying to force others to admit things first. It's good to know where you stand, isn't it? Also, with the variety of characters on display, some getting a little more attention than others. Kind of like the... Nope, cannot remember her name. The girlfriend one. The war criminal, let's be honest. How many of the other kind of side characters are going to get their moment? Can't even make a good coffee. Going for a second sip, though. Yeah, how many times is she going to have to raise that boy? The masks we wear. Sometimes it's best not to think about what happens online. Locking itself off, becoming the ice queen that we know. You can understand why she would have deep psychological issues. And using the whole touch the cheek thing to calm herself down in that moment as well. Well, it would have been a lot more simple if she had actually... Now all he has to do is take the plunge there. Outright denying that. I wonder what kind of turmoil is going through his mind now. Say, I guess and you think we're in a relationship? Is she going to end up ruining things by trying to distance herself from it? That's not why would that sound appealing now if it was something she would do with anyone? If she's waiting for him to make the move on her instead, she's not set it up very well. Got some distance on that. She was very proactive before. Oh shit, I would be beaten black and blue then. The phone is out of battery. Well, that is part of a problem compared to old flip phone phones and the like. Where did that sudden breeze come from? The thing is, to him, the reaction to everything that she's giving off here, completely confusing. And she's not opening up and being truthful about what's actually going on. There's the overthinking and worry that she's sending a sign, is she, by raising her hands and saying they're cold? And he can't get his mind off of... I wish there was a sign. The signs. A light bulb moment. Unfortunately, that filament has long since broken. Wow, giving up on the situation, taking a taxi out of there. What kind of taxis have those? She had gloves the entire time. What kind of taxis have that hat? There are... You've got to love... You've got to love Ishikami. Mainly because his online personality doesn't really change that much from regular. Everything's going alright there. Once we get into the thousands, then we know there's an issue. That took a turn. Coffins, sheep. Just a slight pronunciation difference. Now I wonder why he would be gaunt. She uttered the words that he... Yeah. The penguins will solve everything. She uttered the words that he hates to hear. Are you sure? Yeah, did something happen? Nope. I think it's still status quo. Now, of course, there couldn't always be a nice atmosphere around people all the time, but can they really be getting on with their student council duties like this? Only slightly weird. I've never seen like a perfume pen. Then again, I don't exactly go out shopping for shit like that, so. Well, that is a face. Mischievous and all. She is, she's toying with her. Poor Eno. They are, yeah, partners in crime. So it won't smell like middle-aged women in 30 minutes. Do you want to kill her even more? You can kind of understand now the fact she put on perfume trying to act like this is some cool camera move. That's also how I go downstairs. But smelling like middle-aged aunts, and it's not been 30 minutes since she applied it yet. That is some well-coordinated window opening. Foiled by some locks. Damn you, building maintenance. The problem is, because she's been doing all of these kind of games, as it were, trying to get him to man up, as it were. She's just pushing him further away, making it even more difficult. I see. It's, bloomed perfectly. She doesn't have to run now. The smell is as desired. Mixed messages? What are they? Waft. Yeah. Still just trying to get him to, notice the perfume a bit? Is she reneging on the idea and promise that they had then? obviously didn't mean anything to her. And why wouldn't he? The fact that in his mind a kiss means so much, and yet you're degrading it back down to almost nothing. I mean, she's ruining herself there, to be fair. If he's wanting to be so pure about it, isn't that all the better? Well, he noticed. That's the thing that she picked up most. He's not so completely helpless. He had time to think it. He had time to think it over, didn't he? If only every situation I could actually figure out what's going on. Sometimes the reality of what you've done wrong is completely oblivious to you. I don't think I needed to see that. And this time actually put across all of the information, not being completely so she can sense the atmosphere change as well. Did enough of that chit chat. Now, how can she be so simple as to appear so close to her? Where are the formalities? They're not close friends, are they? Are they both going in for some talking about feelings? I believe you. Oh, damn. However, her yearning and the like has got her thinking about it a lot. No bluster, no beating around the bush, just straight up saying things straight. One thing the Ice Princess actually has going for her there. I mean, it wasn't exactly hidden. I mean, friend. Does it? Must be the way my mind works. It's like, thinking a lot like him. The real thing she's saying is the complete opposite of what the words mean. I think how she, in her current state, should be great conversationalist and advice. I mean, why? I mean, what if anyone was saying, why would you want to kiss your boyfriend? Potentially. Oh, okay. I think we don't need the rest of it. The rest is kind of implied. Just, you don't have to be so guarded all the time. Unfortunately, sometimes those kind of actions and going against what you actually want there can break everything. I mean, there hasn't been much leeway for him, to be fair. And how is she going to feel if she works it out? Let's... time seems to be speeding up. Bye. What, 40 seconds? Yeah, what happened after that point? I mean, the moment itself was particularly extreme. Just, well, at least they weren't in the middle of the road. It was no special moment and the like, but more naturally, more, yeah, ordinary. Nothing wrong with it. I think the main thing there is the fact that he reached out first and surprised her with it. That's the bit which probably hurt most about hearing how that first kiss went. If only he'd stayed awake a few seconds longer. No thinking, just immediate action. That's what to reach out and care for him. It seems like rain. Well, she got it across, even if he wasn't entirely conscious. Not causing any misunderstandings there. The only true companion she could have, someone that is equally as alone. But the thing is, considering Kaguya's many sides as it was getting at, and even with her issues, might be the right word, it hasn't really fended him off at all, which should say something at least. I don't think I'm cut out for proper understanding the feelings of the heart and all that. If why play games? Just say what you mean, even if it's hard. Saying nothing would be better than saying the opposite of what you actually intend, especially if you've got someone who actually takes it at face value without thinking, oh, there might be more between the lines here. Blah. But at least he knows the perfume. Not sure my olfactory sentences would actually be that good. And I did get kind of what I wanted. I think I said it before. The side characters, the things like Maki, getting a bit more time to both shine and look hilarious, actually. Realising their place in the world, and oh no, things are not going to plan. And although as abrupt and aloof as this Ice Princess version of Kaguya can be, the fact that she can also be entirely straight-laced with her wants and needs, if it's not towards the person of her affection, is refreshing. And sometimes it does take that kind of breaking point, him actually running after her at one point. If the door wasn't locked and they didn't have that moment to talk, would she still be in a spiral pit of despair about him not taking action and not noticing things? The fact that he's getting worked up and worried about things that are only actually really a thing in his own mind. Oh, could she be talking about a fiancé? Her dad doesn't approve. Those are the kind of worries that do actually go through my head, actually. Think of the worst scenario, and that might be it. It couldn't ever be something as simple as, my hands are cold. And now, I get that as it was stated by Maki there, the words that she was talking about not exactly being the true way she feels, but surely she'd be somewhat happy about him holding the fact that the kiss means something special to him and shouldn't be shared willy-nilly with anyone in the vicinity? Wouldn't that be quite an admission of how he feels about the situation? Especially since how he thought about her and him being romantically linked before. But no, just because she wants the normal kiss and the advances from him first, not allowed yet. So close to the finish line. And it's not so much as tripping and stumbling, it's more just disqualifying yourself from the race. Hang on, no. I'm calling a false start. Let's begin again. But I think the main question of this episode is that how many people noticed that Ino smelled like old women? And would anyone actually be all too surprised? Poor girl. Now, apart from kind of social plot points and the like, the running entire sequence up there with some good stunt scenes in movies, probably from Tom Cruise movies and the likes, not that I actually watch them. But the camera following it, especially going down and over the stairs, someone put a lot of effort into thinking of that one. And I think the episode needed that kind of energy to counterbalance some of the heavier, talky, stationary points. Although I am going to be horribly dismayed when the time comes where I can't leap over a banister and land on the floor normally without my knees shattering. I'm going to make the most of it while I still can. But I think if you are in a situation where you have someone that you admire, if you find yourself in a way of slowly demolishing it yourself, maybe you realise the person you're talking to might just be a little dumb. Don't quite understand what you're getting at. And the funny thing is, if she wasn't always on guard and trying to win the war of getting him to admit things first, she could have that ordinary romance that she could always dreamt of. You wouldn't have to put on these big show and games. But, there's a lot of things in life where obtaining what you want seems just so slightly out of reach. There's a few options. Wait and see what happens, or strive for it yourself. I think the best lesson we got out of all of this: stay off of internet forums and chat rooms and the like, otherwise you might turn into something like Ishigami. No one would want that fate. But if you enjoyed this episode, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. Consider subscribing. And seeing things so close makes my heart hurt. I wish I could obtain my heart's desires. But for now, get yourself some rest. Maybe I'll see you in the next one. I really do need to thank my patrons because they have made their feelings evidently clear. The likes of Noku, Raywin, Sal, Shiwan, Mats, Akne, Guado, Danny Sweet, Croyville, Kite, Diego Zenhausen, Ranko, Lightwizard91, Tori Jane, SZ9870, Maxwell and everyone else wants to see the channel continue. Although now that I'm thinking about it, maybe there's more behind the actions. Is it the opposite? I'm so confused.